Ngiyalibingelela lonke egama engcwele likaJesu Kristu. Ngikholela wonke umuntu ujabulile ukuba endlini yenkosi. Ngizathanda ukulamukela lonke.
And also thank God for the safe travel and the results that were in Zambia meetings.
Nokubonga uThixo ngohambo oluhle lwaseZambia kanye nemhlangano ibe nempumela enhle.
We went with the band, they were quite a blessing.
Sihambe leqembu leband libe yisibusiso esihle.
I've always been amazed how God moves when we visit all those areas.
Kuba nokumangalisa ukuba uNkulunkulu usebenza kakhulu masivakashele ngaphandle.
And as we speak today, there will be testimonies that will be given today.
Njengoba sikhuluma manje bayabe benobufakazi bewuletha namhlanje.
It's all of it's the results of the prayers of the saints.
Kuyimpumela emthandazo yabangcwele.
There's a Thanksgiving here from Sister Chikuni. Yesterday was Nyasha's birthday.
Kunencwadi yokubonga la evela ku Sister Chikuni uthi lusuku lokuzalwa likaNyasha uphu Nyasha.
Yeah. God bless you.
Inkosi ikubusise.
It's a happy birthday, yes. We'll open our Bibles
Siyokuvula amabhayibheli ethu
to 2 Kings.
uncwadi yamakhosi esibili.
Kings is in the Old Testament.
Incwadi yamakhosi ifunyana ku Testament lakudala.
Chapter 8.
Sahluko 8.
We read from verse 4.
Sizafunda kundime esine.
The king talked with Gehazi, the servant of the man of God, saying, "Tell me, I pray thee, all the great things that Elisha has done." It came to pass as he was telling the kings how he restored the dead body to life, that behold, the woman whose son was restored to life cried before the king for her house and for her land. And Gehazi said, "My lord, O king, this is the woman, this is her son, whom Elisha restored to life." I'll ask Brother Hilary to open the word of prayer.
So khothamisa amakhanda sivala amehlo sithandaza. Thixo ongcwele siyakubonga simakade, siyakubonga uNkulunkulu, siyakubonga mdali wezulu nomhlaba, nanti ithuba osiphelona uba sibuthane ebukhoneni bakho sizokuzwa ilizwi lakho Nkosi. Hlangana lathi Nkosi yami ngokunjalo njengokutsho kwelizwi lakho ukuba ubuthena ababili kumbe abathathu egameni lakho zabe ukhona phakathi kwabo. Ngokunjalo Nkosi yami asithandabuzi Nkosi enomusa Nkosi enothando ukuba ubukhona bakho bulapha, ugcobo lwakho lukhona phakathi kwethu, ziveze uzibonakalise ukuba uyafana izolo namhlanje kuze kube phakade ngesikhathi ilizwi lakho lishunyayelwa. Sebenzisa inceke yakho ibe yisitsha sokuphakulula ukudla okungcwele ukuba kusize Nkosi yami sikwamukele nathi nokukholwa ukuba kuveze nokuletha impumela enhle. Sibika nokubeka ukushinyela kwelizwi kwezakho izandla iba nathi kuze kube phakade ngegama engcwele likaJesu Kristu. Amen and amen.
Amen. We may be seated.
Singahlala phansi.
Here we read that as Gehazi was talking to the king
Sifunde lapha kuthiwa uGehazi esakhuluma nenkosi
about testimonies of what God had done through the ministry of Elisha.
ngobufakazi balokho kwakwenziwe nguNkulunkulu kunkonzo kaElisha.
As they were busy giving testimonies,
Bematasatasa benikeza ubufakazi.
it happened that one of the people they were giving testimonies about
Kwenzeka ukuba umuntu ababefakaza ngaye
was there around with another request.
ube khona ngaphakathi kwabo enesinye isicelo.
And as they were giving the testimony,
Besapho ubufakazi
it created an atmosphere for another testimony.
kwadala umkhathi ukuba kuvele obunye ubufakazi.
This was not coincidence
Le kwangaso into enzakala mahlayana
that they were talking about this Shunammite woman
kuba babekhuluma ngalo wesifazana weShunemi
and what God has done to her.
ngalokho uNkulunkulu amenzele khona.
As they were talking about her,
Besakhuluma ngaye
she appeared at that very time.
wabonakala ngaleso sikhathi.
It's good to come to church and find God speaking about you.
Kuhle ukuze enkonzweni ufumane uNkulunkulu ekhuluma
The
ngawe.
sermon is handling your matters.
Ubona ishumayeli iphatha indaba zakho.
And God is discussing with his servants about you.
uNkulunkulu exoxisana nenceku zakhe ngenxa yakho.
Came in the crossfire of the supernatural.
Wangena kusimo samandla kaNkulunkulu.
And as they were speaking about her,
Bekhuluma ngaye.
Gehazi says, "This is the woman there."
uGehazi wathi nangu wesifazana.
Imagine as we are preaching about someone who needs an answer,
Cabanga kushunyayelwa ngomuntu odinga impendulo.
we just discover that this is the person there.
Kufunyana ukuba ngulo umuntu wakhona.
When the king asked the woman,
Inkosi yathi imbuzile wesifazana.
she told him,
wamtshela
she had to give her own testimony
wanikeza ubufakazi bakhe
of what was done by God
ngalokho kwakwenziwe nguNkulunkulu
and also her new request.
nesicelo sakhe esitsha.
I know all of you have testimonies
Ngiyazi uba lonke
of
ninobufakazi
what God has done in your life.
ngalokho kwenziwe nguNkulunkulu empilweni
But you
zenu.
have another new request
Kukhona esinye isicelo esisha
and you are basing on what God has done before
ubambelele kulokho okwenziwe nguNkulunkulu
that He can do it again.
ukubana uyenelisa ukwenza futhi
So
kanjalo.
when the king heard, he appointed a certain officer
Inkosi isizwile yabeka enye inceko
and said, restore all what was hers,
kuthiwa makubuyiselwe okwakungokwakhe
all the fruits of the field since the day she left the land,
izithelo zonke zensimu ngalapho eshiya insimu yakhe
even until now.
kuze kufike namhlanje.
God is appointing a restoration officer,
uNkulunkulu ubeka ummeli
a
ozokubuyisela
law enforcing agent,
umuntu obeka umthetho
a promise enforcer,
umuntu obamba isithembiso ukuba
which is the
senzeke
Holy Spirit,
okungumoya
to
ingcwele
make sure everything that you lost
ukuqiniseka ukuba yonke into olahlekelwe
you
yiyo
can regain.
uzokuyifumana.
My subject today is
Isifundo sanamhlanje
what God has done, He can do again.
okwake kwenziwa nguNkulunkulu uyakhona ukukwenza futhi.
Many times we forget to thank God for what He has done.
Kanengi abantu bayakhohlwa ukumbonga uNkulunkulu ngalokho
As you are
akwenzileyo
busy reflecting on what He has done,
kodwa uzicabangisisa ngalokho akwenze
you
endulo
can harness the energy to have what can be done today.
uyakhona ukudonsa amandla ekwenzele enye into namhlanje.
As David is talking about how the lion was killed
uDavide sakhuluma uba isilwane sabulawa
and how
kanjani
the bear was killed,
nebhere labulawa kanjani.
he's deriving energy from those testimonies
Yena uthabatha amandla ukuba
to
kulo
meet
bufakazi
the current situation.
ubana kubhekane nesimo
As
esikhona.
they were talking about what happened to Shunammite,
Besakhuluma ngowesifazana weShunemi
it derived the energy to meet her current request.
kwadonsa amandla ukuba kuhambisane nesicelo sakhe
I
esasikhona.
will just run through the Bible and prove that when God does something,
Ungangena eBhayibhelini uzokubona ukuthi uNkulunkulu engenza ulutho
He is ready to do it again.
uyanele ukuyiphinda ukuyenza futhi.
If you meet the same basis and
Mawena
requirements,
ungahambisana nendlela zakhe
when He has done something for somebody
mawakwenza lomunye umuntu enye into
and you come on those same basis,
wena ungabuya ngandlelanye
God can do it again.
uNkulunkulu yakhona ukwenzela.
I have many people who shall speak today.
Nginabantu abanengi abazokhuluma namhlanje.
Hope I will have an audio cable to allow them to speak.
Ngithemba ngizakuba nentambo ezabavumela ukuba bekhulume.
And the purpose is to provoke testimonies that are lying dormant here.
Injongo ikuhlokoza ubufakazi obuleleyo la.
We see in the Bible when Christ healed the blind man, he touched
Siyabona
the blind man.
eBhayibhelini uKristu silisa isiphofu
When he touched the man for the first time,
wathi thinta lindoda
he
kokuqala
was seeing men as trees.
ubebona abantu njengesihlahla
He needed another touch.
kwadingeka ukuba ethintwe
Because
okwesibili.
if God had touched him before,
Ma uNkulunkulu wayemthintile
he
maqala
was going to touch him again.
wayezokhona ukumthinta
The
okwesibili.
second touch was a perfection touch.
Ukuthinta kwesibili kwakuyikuthinta
He was
okupheleleyo
perfectly whole.
wabe ngumuntu osilileyo.
We find in Daniel chapter 10,
Siyafumana kuncwadi kaDaniel sahluko
the
10
angel of the Lord touches Daniel.
ingilozi yenkosi yamthinta uDaniel
And when he has no strength, he's weak because of the visions.
wayeselahlekelwe ngamandla ngenxa yombono.
The angel touches him again in verse 18,
Ingilozi yamthinta kanjalo kundima
which
18
was another touch.
okuyikuthintwa okunye
I
futhi.
believe if God has done something for you,
Ngikholela ukuba uNkulunkulu mayekwenzela enye into
if he touched you before, he can touch you again.
ma wake wakuthinta uyakhona ukukuthinta
If he
kanjalo.
healed you before, he can heal you
Ma
again.
wake wakusilisa uyakhona ukukusilisa
He
kanjalo.
blessed you before, he can bless you again.
Ma wake wakubusisa uyakhona ukukubusisa
He
kanjalo.
visited you before, he can visit you again.
Ma wake wakuvakashela uyakhona ukuvakashela
If
kanjalo.
he filled with the Holy Ghost before, he can fill you again.
Ma wake wakugcwalisa umoya ingcwele uyenelisa ukugcwalisa
If
futhi.
he delivered you, he can deliver you
Ma
again.
wake wakukhulula uyakhona ukukhulula futhi.
If he lifted you up, he can lift you up
Ma wake
again.
wakuphakamisa uyakhona ukuphakamisa futhi.
We find again Elijah when he was under the juniper tree.
uElijah engaphansi kwesihlahla
There
somjunipa
came the angel of the Lord and touched him.
kwezi ingilozi yenkosi yamthinta
Gave him some cakes to eat there.
yamnikeza amaqebelengwane ukubana edle.
And then the angel comes in verse 7.
Ingilosi yeza kanjalo kundima 7
It touches him again.
iyamthinta kanjalo
Says, leave this place and go to Horeb.
kuthiwa shiya lindawo uye endaweni yaseHoreb
Because Mount Horeb, there were many wonderful things that have happened there before.
ngoba entabeni yaseHoreb kwakwenzeke into eyizimanga ezinhle
So he was taking him to a place of previous experiences.
wayehanjiswa endaweni yezehlakalo zakudala
So the second touch transported him
ukuthinta kwesibili kwamhambisa
to the place of the mountain of God.
kuntaba kaNkulunkulu.
We find in the Bible that David was actually anointed 3 times.
Siyafumana eBhayibhelini uDavida wagcotshwa kathathu.
Samuel anointed him first in 1 Samuel chapter 16.
uSamuel wamgcoba kokuqala kuSamuel waqala 16
Again in 2 Samuel chapter 2.
na kuSamuel wesibili sahluko 2
And again in 2 Samuel chapter 5.
na kuSamuel sahluko 5.
If God has anointed you before, he can anoint you and anoint you and
uNkulunkulu
anoint you.
wakugcoba uyenelisa ukugcoba futhi ephinde egcobe
Anointing
futhi.
keeps going higher and higher, and
Ugcobo
levels
lwabe lokho lusanda
of
lusanda
operation going higher and higher.
namazinga okusebenza yabe lokho
We
eqansa.
find in Genesis when God created the man,
Siyafumana kuGenesis uNkulunkulu edala umuntu
he breathed into the man and said that they have the soul life and the power of God.
wamphefumulela
Of life.
umuntu ukuba ebe nempilo yobuNkulunkulu nempilo.
When Christ comes to the disciples in John chapter 20,
uKristu efika kwabefundi kuJohane sahluko
he
20
breathes on them again and says, receive the Holy Ghost.
uyabaphefumulela ukuba beyamkele umoya
You
ingcwele.
see God bringing back that soul life again.
uNkulunkulu eletha kanjalo impilo yakhe
When God in the Exodus there,
kuExodus
when they needed the quails,
bedinga izutha
in Exodus 16 they were given.
kusahluko 16 baziphiwa
When they needed meat again,
sebedinga inyama futhi
he gave them the quails again.
wabanikeza izagwaca.
God can do what he has done before.
uNkulunkulu yakhona ukwenza akakwenza futhi.
They asked for water when they were thirsty.
Bacela amanzi bewomile
The water came from the rock
amanzi aphuma
in
edwaleni
abundance to cover all their needs.
yeza ngobunengi esanela.
And when they were thirsty again, God says, speak to the rock.
bathi sebomile uNkulunkulu wabatshela ukuba mabakhulume
There
nedwala.
was the ever-present water from the rock.
Kwakukhona amanzi ayahlala ekhona ephuma edwaleni.
That rock was Christ, representing that is
Lelo
a present
dwala
help
lelo dwala lalenguKristu lifanisa usizo ohlala
in
likhona
time of need.
ngezikhathi zokudinga.
When they were hungry in the times of Elijah,
belambile ngezinsuku zikaElisha
he took 20 loaves
wathatha izinkwa ezingu-20
and he multiplied it upon 100 men, and there were remains.
wazandisa kubantu abayizinkulungwane kwaba khona okuselayo futhi.
God could use the minimum resources
uNkulunkulu enelisa ukusebenzisa impahla encane nje
and bring out a surplus.
eletha okunenge
Your
kokuncane.
minimum income
imali yakho encane oyitholayo
can
ngomholo
work wonders under the power of God.
iyakhona ukusebenza izimanga ngaphansi kwesandla
And you see,
sikaNkulunkulu.
when Christ came again, they gave him 5 loaves and 2 fish.
uKristu wathi esiza bamnikeza izinkwa ezinhlanu nenhlanzi ezimbili
And he multiplied it,
wakwandisa
and there were baskets of remains.
kwaba namabhasiketi ekudla
And he
okuseleyo.
did it again on 4,000 people.
wakwenza kanjalo kubantu
And
abangu-4,000
there were baskets of remains.
kwaba khona amabhasiketi okudla okuseleyo.
If God remembered you before, he can remember you
ma
again.
uNkulunkulu wakwakukhumbula uyakhona ukukhumbula
If
kanjalo.
he pardoned you before, he can pardon you again.
ma wakwaxolela uyenelisa ukuxolela
If he
kanjalo.
has led you before, he can lead you again.
ma wakwahola uyakhona ukuhola
If he
kanjalo.
has inspired you before, he can inspire you
ma
again.
wakwakugcoba uyenelisa ukukugcoba kanjalo.
We find again at the wedding at Cana,
siyabona emshadweni wasekhana
when they ran out of wine,
bathi bephelelwa liwayeni
he created the wine.
wadala iwayini.
And we find in the communion service again,
siyabona kusidlo kanjalo
we are told that when the prophet was running a communion service,
lapho umprofeti ephatha inkonzo yesidlo
they ran out of wine.
baphelelwa yiwayini.
And the brother Neville says, Papa, we've run out of wine.
umzalwane uNeville wathi mzalwane Branham iwayini siphelile.
And this is the testimony that is given by Tim Hughes there.
nabo ubufakazi obunikezwa indoda ebizwa Tim Hughes.
He says, let's bow our heads.
wathi asikhothamseni amakhanda.
As they prayed on the empty cups of wine,
bathi bekhuleka kunkezo zewayini ezingenalutho.
God started filling the wine again.
uNkulunkulu waqalisa nje ukugcwalisa iwayini kanjalo.
Started creating the wine again.
waqalisa ukudala kanjalo iwayini.
The creative power of God knew when it's full.
amandla okudala kaNkulunkulu abakwazi ukuba sokugcwele
There was not going to be a spilling over.
kwakungeke kube nokuchitheka
God knows exactly how much you need.
uNkulunkulu uyazi impela okudingayo
He satisfies and every need supplies.
uyasuthisa kanjalo indingo yonke uyanginika
Right under their eyes,
phansi kwamehlabo
they saw God creating the wine.
babona uNkulunkulu edala
They
liwayini
saw the glass getting to be full, just
Ba-
rising like that.
babona inkezo zigcwala
That is the God that we serve.
nguyena uNkulunkulu esimkhonzayo
We serve a miracle working God.
sikhonza uNkulunkulu wezimanga
If He protected you before, He can protect you
ma
again.
wake wakugcina uyenelisa ukugcina
If He paid your debts before, He can pay again.
ma wake wakubhadalela izikweletu uyakhona ukukubhadalela kanjalo
Answered you, He can answer you again.
ma wake wakuphendula uyakhona
If
ukukuphendula
He revived you before, He can revive you
ma
again.
wake wakuvuselela uyakhona ukukuvuselela
See
kanjalo
God in the first Exodus doing miracles.
uNkulunkulu ku-Exodus lakuqala wayesenza izimanga
If He led that Exodus, He's leading another Exodus away to glory again.
ma wake wakhokhela lelo Exodus uyakhona ukukhokhela i-Exodus abantu besiye enkazimulweni
In the first Exodus, there was the pillar of fire. There is the pillar of fire again in
ma
this Exodus.
ku-Exodus yakuqala kwakukhona insiko yomlilo iba khona insiko yomlilo kuli-Exodus esikiyo
We read in the Bible in Acts chapter 2,
siyafunda ebhayibhelini kuncwadi emsebenzi sahluko
when
2
they were in the upper room,
besendlini yangaphezulu
and the Holy Ghost came like a rushing mighty wind,
umoya engcwele weza njengomoya ovunguzayo
and the 120 were filled with the Holy Ghost.
abangu-120 bagcwaliswa umoya engcwele
In Acts chapter 4, they desired another refilling,
kumsebenzi sahluko 4 banxwanela ukugcwaliswa kanjalo
and the God who filled them with the Holy Ghost before filled them again.
uNkulunkulu wayebagcwalisa umoya engcwele wabagcwalisa futhi kanjalo
If He met your desires before, He can meet them again.
ma wake wahlangana nendingo zakho uyakhona ukuhlangana nendingo zakho
If He revealed Himself to you before, He can reveal Himself again to
ma
you.
wake wazambula ngakuwe uyakhona ukuzambula ngakuwe
If He
futhi
intervened in your battles, He can intervene again.
ma wake wangenela empini zempilo yakho uyakhona ukungenela empini zempilo yakho
Promoted you before, He can promote you again.
ma wake wakuphakamisa uNkulunkulu uyakhona ukukuphakamisa
We find when the lion tried to attack David, he overcame the lion.
siyabona isilwane sizama ukuhlasela uDavida wanqoba lesi silwane
And same happened to Samson.
okufanayo kwenzeka nakuSamson
And the same God was with Benaiah also.
uNkulunkulu munye waye noBhenaya
In the snow pit, he overcame the lion.
egodini wanqoba isilwane
We find in the Gospel of Luke chapter 5,
encwadini kaLuka sahluko
in
5
the beginning of the ministry of Christ,
ekuqaleni kwenkonzo kaKristu
when Peter had failed to catch the fish,
uPetros ehlulekile ukubamba inhlanzi
Christ says, launch your net into the deep.
uKristu wathi phosela amambule
When
enzikini
they were almost watching their nets and they were discouraged and failing,
bedanile begezisa nje amambule abo ukuba bebuyele
Christ commands that they launch their net into the deep.
uKristu yabatshela uthi phoselana amambule enzikini
And they had a record-breaking harvest of fish.
baba le record breaking harvest of feasts
So the fish were so many.
inhlanzi zaba zinenge
The Bible in another account says 153.
iBhayibheli lithi kwenye indawo 153
So we find again after the resurrection of Christ,
siyabona ngemva kokuvuka kukaKristu
He comes to Peter again in the same way
uyeza kuPetro ngandlelanye
when he has no fish again.
engenanhlanzi
It has been a hard day for him,
kwakunzima kuye
and it almost ended with zero.
kwangathi kuphele ngenalutho
In that worst day, Christ comes again to do what He did before.
kulolo suku olunzima uKristu weza ukuzoyenza lokho ake kwenza
Just inviting Him today
mawumnxuse ke wena
that He
namhlanje
may come and do what He did before.
ukuba makeze ezokwenzela
When
akakwenza
they were going in the road to Emmaus,
besemangweni belibangise eMaus
He walked with them as He did before.
wahamba nabo njengoba wayeke wahamba
But when
nabo
He broke the bread the way He used to break it,
wahlephuna isinkwa ngendlela ayehlephuna
they
ngayo
noticed that this is Him.
bamnanzelele uba nguye ke lo
When He heals you the way He used to heal in Galilee,
makusilisa ukusilisa ngendlela esilisa ngayo
you realize
eGalili
that He is the same
uzokunanzelela
yesterday,
ukuba
today, and
uyafana
forever.
izolo namhlanje naphakade
We hear about the Colorado storm.
sizwa nesiqotho saseColorado
When the prophet there was facing a storm,
lapho umprofeti ebhekane nalesi siqotho
and this is one of the brothers who was there, Brother Venon, he gives his testimony.
nangomunye wabazalwane wayekhona othiwa ngumzalwane uVenom
He was there when the prophet stopped that storm.
wayekhona umprofeti emisa leso siqotho
was in 19 October.
Kwangumhla ka-19 October.
It just means October is a month of speaking the word.
Kusho ukuthi ngo-October inyanga nje yokukhuluma ilizwi.
Because the prophet says when the squirrels were created, it was 8 October.
Umprofeti uthi sinti bedala kwakumhla ka-8 October.
Yeah, so if you don't want to create them today, just 2 days from now, create them.
Mawungafuni badala namhlanje badale nsuku ezimbili kusuka la.
On the 8th of October.
Mhla ka-8 October.
So when Christ stopped the storm,
uKristu emisa isiphepho.
He came walking on the water.
Weza ehamba phezu kwamanzi.
Then there was another incident where he was sleeping in the ship.
Kwenzakala esinye isehlakalo lapho elele phakathi
And the
kwesikepe.
storm rose again.
Kwavuka isiqotho.
And because he did it before, he did it again.
Ngenxa yokuthi wake wakwenza waphinda wakwenza.
He did it in the life of the prophet to stop the storms.
Wakwenza empilweni yomprofeti ukumisa nje iziphepho.
It reminds me when we had a revival in Pumula one day.
Ukhumbula kuba khona imvuselelo endaweni yasePhumula ngolunye usuku.
The rain started threatening and it was now it's beginning to pour down.
Izulu laqalisa ukuna lisehla phansi.
And people were running away entering the tent.
Abantu bagijima bengena phakathi kwetende.
They were to stop the rain. We spoke and the rain
Khonapho
stopped
kwamiswa izulu kwakhulunywa izulu lama.
until we finished our revival.
Sazi saqeda imvuselelo yethu.
Meaning that God can meet the storms of your life.
Kusho ubani uNkulunkulu engabhekana leziqotho zempilo yakho.
And you as the eagle, he gives you power to ride above the storms.
Wena njengengqungqulu uNkulunkulu kupha amandla ukuba undize phezu kwazo zonke
Because no
isiqotho.
matter how great the storm is, God is always greater than your storms.
Kungakhathalekile ukuba isiqotho zakho zikhulu kanjani uNkulunkulu mkhulu kulesiqotho zakho.
When they were in Goshen,
Besendaweni yaseGosheni.
Egypt was in darkness,
uEjipita ayisemnyameni.
but there was light in Goshen.
Kwakukhona ukukhanya eGosheni.
When they escaped in the Exodus,
Bathi bephuma kweExodus.
Egyptians followed them.
AmaJipita abalandela.
And God did again what he did in Goshen.
uNkulunkulu wabenzela lokho abebenzele khona
The
eGosheni.
pillar of fire came down and became darkness to Egypt
Insiko yomlilo yehlela phansi yaletha ubunyama eJipita.
and became light again to Israel.
Yaletha ukukhanya kwabaIsrayeli.
What he did in Goshen, he did again in the way.
Akwenza eGosheni uyakhona ukwenza kanjalo.
What he did in Durban, South Africa, he can do today.
Akwenza eDurban eSouth Africa uyakhona ukwenza
What he
namhlanje.
did in the upper room, he can do today.
Akwenza endlini yangaphezulu uyakhona ukwenza
What he
namhlanje.
did in Welsh revival, he can do it again.
Akwenza kumvuselelo yaseWelish uyakhona
What
ukwenza
he did in
namhlanje.
Azusa, he can do it again.
Akwenza kumvuselelo yaseAzusa uyakhona ukukwenza futhi
We
namhlanje.
see when he came on Mount Sinai.
Wathi efika entabeni uSinayi.
Mount Sinai was on fire and smoke and there was quakings and lightnings.
Kwakuba khona ukuzamazama umdumo nombane kulintaba.
But in Hebrews chapter 12 he says,
KwabayeBheru sahluko 12 kuthiwa.
yet once more I will not shake the earth only,
Uthi kanjalo angiyukunyakazisa umhlaba nje
but I will
kuphela.
also shake the heavens.
Kodwa ngiyokunyakazisa namazulu.
The shakings that happened in Mount Sinai
Ukuzamazama kwenzakala kuntaba Sinai.
will happen in a higher general scale in the last days.
Kuzokwenzakala ngendlela ephakeme esukwini
The
zokugcina.
third pool that we are seeing here and there
Ukudonsa kwesithathu esukubona lapha
will
lalaphayana
repeat in a higher and general scale in the last days.
kuzoziphinda ngesimo esiphakeme esukwini zokugcina.
The testimony of Mary ignited again the testimony of Elizabeth.
Ubufakazi bukaMaria balumathisa ubufakazi
A
bukaElizabeth.
testimony ignites another testimony.
Ubufakazi buvusa obunye ubufakazi.
We read in the Bible about a virgin conceiving, that was Mary.
Sifunde eBhayibhelini ngentombi ikhulelwa ethwa
But
nguMaria.
what God has done, he can do it again.
uNkulunkulu akakwenza uyakhona ukwenza
We
kanjalo.
find in Revelation chapter 12 another virgin again,
Siyabona kusambulo sahluko 12 enye intombi into kanjalo
representing the church or Israel,
efanisa ibandla kumbe
is
uIsrayeli
pregnant with Christ,
ikhulelwe nguKristu.
Jesus in us,
uJesu ngaphakathi
operating in our lives.
esebenza empilweni zethu.
We find that when the first resurrection that happened,
Ukuvuswa kuqala komuntu
when Elijah spread himself on that son of the widow of Zarephath,
lapha uElijah beka umzimba wakhe phezulu kwalindodana wesifazana
when a
weZarephath.
similar situation rose in the Shunammite,
isimo esifanayo sathi sivela kuwesifazane oshuneme.
Find Elisha spreading himself mouth to mouth again.
Siyambona lo Elisha ezibeka phezulu kwalumzimba
And God doing what he did with Elijah. With
uNkulunkulu
Elisha.
esenza akwenza kuElijah ekwenza
And
kuElisha.
again in the message angel of the Lord.
Kulumbiko obizwa the angel of the
We
Lord.
find the prophet with the dead baby again,
Siyambona umprofeti ephethe ingane efileyo.
whose name was called Elijah.
Igama lakhe libizwa
He
nguElijah.
spreads himself again mouth to mouth.
Uzibeka kanjalo phezulu kwalumzimba
And
lumntwana.
what God did with Elijah and Elisha, he did again.
Okwenzwa nguNkulunkulu kuElijah noElisha waphinda futhi wakwenza.
And we find with the Shunammite again,
Siyabona kumshunemi
when the son was almost dying,
indodana sisiyakufa.
what God did for the other Shunammite, he did for her.
uNkulunkulu akwenzela lo wesifazane oshunemi wayenzela lo
That
wesifazane.
power that resurrects the dead is still with us.
Amandla okuvusa abafileyo lokhu
That
alathi.
power that saves the lost is still with us.
Amandla okusindisa abalahlekileyo akhona.
We see in Branham Tepanek when brother James Jackson dies,
Siyabona kuBranham Tabernacle kwathi kusifa indoda ebizwa James
after
Jackson.
the prophet is gone,
Umprofeti esehambile.
Joseph Branham prayed for him
Umzalwane uJoseph Branham wamthandazela.
and he rose again.
Wavuka kwabafileyo kanjalo.
Because in the days of the prophet, brother Way collapsed and died,
Ngesuku zamprofeti umzalwane Wayne wawa phansi wafa.
and he rose again.
Wavuka kanjalo.
When I was in Harare at the convention,
Bese Harare emhlanganweni.
I shook hands with this sister. She visited us here. She's called Resurrection.
Udade lo bambiza ngegama lokuthi uvuswe kwabafileyo.
Because in the days of brother Benning Bush,
Ngoba ngensuku zikamzalwane obizwa Benning
they
Bush.
said there was a funeral in the villages there,
Kuthiwa kwakukhona imfa emaphandleni.
and it was her funeral.
Kwakuyisililo
But
sakhe.
brother Benning Bush defied and said she must rise.
Umzalwane uBenning Bush wathi hayi kumele evuke.
He prayed until she rose.
Wamthandazela waze wavuka.
That's why her name she's called Resurrection.
Yikho bembiza ngegama lokuthi nguresurrection.
You find when Dagon fell down,
uDagon wathi ewile,
when the Ark of the Covenant was there,
umtshokotsho wesivumelwano ukhona.
the first round he fell and was broken.
Indawo yaqala waphansi waphuka.
But second round he was powder, he could not be restored again.
Kuround yesibili wase izimvutha yenelisanga ubuyiselwa kanjalo.
This is exactly what God did in the days of Samson.
Yikho uNkulunkulu akwenza ngezinsuku zika Samson.
Because Dagon fell in the days of Samson.
Ngoba uDagon wawa ngezinsuku zika
When
Samson.
Samson said, once more, Lord,
Lapho Samson esithi mawuphinde kanjalo Nkosi.
saying, what you did before, can you do again?
Uthi okwakwenza uNkulunkulu cela ukwenze
The
kanjalo.
whole empire of Dagon and the temple collapsed.
Ithempeli lonke likaDagon lawohlokela phansi.
All the things that fell and they tried to rise will fall again.
Zonke izinto ezake zawa phansi ngazama ukuvuka zokuwa phansi.
When God met Jacob at Bethel,
uNkulunkulu edibana noJakobe endaweni
when
yaseBhetheli.
Jacob came back to Bethel, there was another experience.
uJakob ebuyela endaweni yaseBhetheli kwaba khona esinye isehlakalo.
You met God at the altar. When you go back to meet him
Mawudibane
again,
noNkulunkulu elathini.
There will be
Mawusiyahlangana naye
another
kanjalo.
experience.
Kokuba khona esinye isehlakalo.
maybe where you are seated, you once met God there.
Kumbe lapho hleli khona uNkulunkulu wake wahlangana laye.
You can meet him again.
Uyakhona ukuhlangana laye kanjalo.
If he made a way for you before, he can make a way again.
Ma wake wakuvulela indlela uyakhona ukukuvulela indlela
If
futhi.
he gave you a breakthrough before, he can give you a breakthrough
Ma wake
again.
wakunika ukunqoba uyakhona ukukunika ukunqoba
If he
futhi.
sanctified you before, he can sanctify you
Ma wake
again.
wakungcwelisa uyakhona ukukungcwelisa kanjalo.
If he used you before, he can use you
Ma wake
again.
wakusebenzisa uNkulunkulu uyakhona ukukusebenzisa
When
kanjalo.
Ben-Hadad, the king of the Syrians there,
uBenhadad inkosi yamaSiriya
was defeated in the mountains,
wathi enqotshiwe
he
entabeni.
said, no, their God is a God of the mountains.
Wathi hayi uNkulunkulu wabo nguNkulunkulu wezintaba.
Let's fight them in the valleys, we'll defeat them.
Asilweni egcekeni sizokubanqoba.
But what God did in the mountain, he did again in the valley.
uNkulunkulu akwenze entabeni wakwenza kanjalo
Because
egcekeni.
the God of the mountain is still God in the valley.
Ngoba uNkulunkulu wentaba nguNkulunkulu munye wasegcekeni.
If he once met you, he can meet you again.
Ma wake wahlangana laye uyakhona ukuhlangana laye
If
futhi.
he once restored you, he can restore everything that you
Ma
have.
wake wakubuyisela lo uNkulunkulu uyakhona ukubuyisela yonke into ngawe.
There is the woman that touched the hem of his garment.
Kukhona owesifazana owathinta umphetho wesambatho
From
sakhe.
that time, all those who touched the hem of the garment were also healed.
Sukusela lapho abathinta umphetho wengubo yakhe basiliswa.
She discovered a way.
wafumana indlela
that worked for all others.
eyasebenzela abanye abantu.
So we discover by these scriptures that Jesus Christ is the same
Siyafumana ngalimbhalo ukuba uJesu uyafana
yesterday, today, and forever.
izolo namhlanje naphakade.
One day I was about to preach in Pumula.
Ngolunye usuku wathi siyakushumayela endaweni
It
yasephumula.
was in 2010.
Kwakuku 2010.
I was carrying my book, just going to the pulpit like that.
Wayephethe ibhuku lakhe siya kunkundla yokushumayela.
And I had a strange anointing to phone Brother Fortune, Dr. Fortune in South Africa.
Kwaba nolunye ugcobo ukuba efonele umnye umzalwane obizwa Dr. Fortune
So,
eningizimu
I
Afrika.
just moved, avoided going to the pulpit, and I phoned him.
Wathi nje wafonela lu dokotela.
He was having bad sores. He was on the wheelchair.
Wayekuhleli kuche esiba wayenobuhlungu bezilonda.
They were even thinking of going to operate and treat him.
Becabanga ukuthi behambe ukuba eyokuhlinzwa lo muntu.
When I phoned him and spoke to him, he was healed instantly.
Bathi bemfonela waba ngumuntu osilayo khonapho.
Also reminds me of another testimony in Pumula.
Kungikhumbuza obunye ubufakazi basephumula.
The first days when we were starting preaching in Pumula,
Insuku zakuqala ukushunyayela ephumula.
there was Sister Chipo, the sister to Brother Fortune.
Kwakukhona udade obizwa nguChipho okudade wabo kamzalwane
He
uFortune.
had ulcers for many years.
Wayenama ulcer kweminyaka eminingi.
Medication was not helping her.
Imithi yayingasamsizi.
I went there and I preached, then I left.
Wahamba khona lo wayishumayela wasuka ke.
When in the midnight she dreamed a dream.
Ngaphakathi kobusuku waphupha iphupho.
Where I was standing there,
Lapha emikhona
she saw someone who was half an angel, half a human being.
wabona umuntu oyingxenye ingilozi ingxenye kungumuntu.
And that person touched it. That was the end of the ulcers.
Umuntu lo ingilozi le yamthinta ngoba ikuphela kwama-ulcer.
Gave a testimony even at Queenspark.
Kwaba wanikeza ubufakazi wakhe
If
eQueenspark.
God could answer even Solomon in dreams,
uNkulunkulu wayenela ukuphendula uSolomon emaphutheni.
He answers even Chipo in dreams.
Waphendula noChipho emaphutheni.
There is Brother Spanda from Queenspark also.
Umzalwane uSibanda
He
waseQueenspark
had a lump in the forehead.
wayenequbu la
I
esiphaqeni.
always wanted to pray for him on that one,
Wayenethumba lapha wayethanda ukuba
but I
emthandazele.
was very busy. Then God, in a dream, I visited him in a dream.
Uthi uNkulunkulu wamvakatshela umzalwane uSibanda kuphupho.
And then I just laid his hands on that forehead.
Wabeka izandla esiphaqeni sakhe.
And the next day, he met me at FBC there.
Usuku olandelayo bahlangana eFBC.
He had nothing there.
Wayengela lutho
His lump
esiphaqeni
had
sakhe.
disappeared.
Ithumba libe
Our
seliphelile.
God is not limited.
uNkulunkulu wethu akavinjelwa.
Reminds me when I was preaching at Eastleigh,
Ukhumbula eshumayela endaweni yase
there was a
Eastleigh.
sister by the balcony who had a lump in the abdomen.
Kwakukhona udade wayehlela endaweni yangaphezulu wayenethumba la phakathi esiswini.
And the lump disappeared as we were preaching.
Ithumba lanyamalala kusashunyayelwa.
When she was giving her testimony,
Esapha ubufakazi bakhe.
Nyarazi Tutani had a lump also in the jaw.
Umnyarazi Thuthani wayenethumba esihlathini.
We prayed when I went to South Africa.
Wathandazela wathi elibangise
I got a
eningizimu
testimony
Afrika.
that it has disappeared again.
Wathola ubufakazi uba ithumba lelana
Your
selinyamalele.
situation cannot be stubborn this morning.
Isimo sakho ngeke sibe nenkani
It will
ngalekuseni.
disappear as we are preaching.
So nyamalala sisashumayela kanje.
I was just enjoying the testimony of Brother Charles Cox.
Ubesajabulela ubufakazi bukamzalwane uCharles Cox.
That when they were listening to the tapes,
Bathi besalalela intshumayelo yamathephu.
it was not the actual service.
Kube kungayisiyo nkonzo
They
impela.
were listening to the tape.
Bebelalele intshumayelo ephuma kuthephu.
Faith is the sixth sense.
Okuthiwa ukholo ingqondo yesithupha.
He received the Holy Ghost as he was listening to the tape.
Wamkela umoya engcwele salalele inshumayelo ephuma kuthephu.
But the wife came in that crossfire and she also received the Holy Ghost.
Unkosikazi wakhe wangena kule crossfire wamkela umoya
I
engcwele.
said, I desire to see these things.
Athi ngiyafisela ubona into ezinje.
Then I got this testimony that came from our YouTube channel
Wathola lobu bufakazi obuphuma kumagagazi ka-YouTube.
of our sister who is in UK.
Ngomunye udade wethu esikhonza naye ose-UK.
Like what happened to Charles Cox.
Njengalokho kwenzakala kuCharles Cox.
The husband was watching this message that I preached.
Umkakhe ubebukele lishumayelo eyayishunyelwe
That
ngumfundisi
says
uNgwenya.
when God breaks his silence.
Ethiwa uNkulunkulu ma esiyeka ukuthula.
As the husband was watching the message,
Umkakhe lalela lishumayelo.
the woman had an ankle problem. The ankle was swollen.
unkosikazi wakhe inqagala yakhe engathi ivuvukile
She just said, why is my husband rejoicing?
kanti kungani wabuza ukuthi kanti kungani umkame
She
nokujabula
came in the laptop screen there and was healed through the screen.
wathi esiyabubona ku laptop screen inshumayelo wasiliswa ngenshumayelo ephuma
If
ku screen
someone is healed from watching what you heard live and you
Ma-
fail to be healed yourself,
mawumuntu esiliswa ngalokho wena ubonayo manqamu uyehluleka ukusiliswa wena
in the
ukhona
Bible, when Peter was in prison, the angel came and broke the chains.
eBhayibhelini uPetro wathi esentolongweni ingilosi yeza yaqamula amaketane
And when Paul was in prison again, what God did for Peter, he
uPawulo
did for Paul.
esentolongweni uNkulunkulu akwenzela uPetro wakwenzela
The
uPawulo
God who removed Joseph from prison, removed Paul, removed Peter.
uNkulunkulu wakhipha uJoseph entolongweni wakhipha noPetro kanye noPawulo
Whatever prison you are in, God can
ungabe
take you out
ukuyiphi
of it.
intolongo uNkulunkulu yakhona ukukhipha kuyo
The account of Abraham
indaba kaAbrahama
as our father in faith.
njengobaba
When
wokukholwa
he went to Mount Moriah there,
elibangise entabeni
he
yaseMoriya
had already prophesied what will happen there.
wayeprofetile ukuba kwakwenzakalayo
When you are
khonale
coming to service, prophesy what will happen in service.
mawusize enkonzweni profeti ukuba
He
kwakwenzakalani
says God will provide himself a sacrifice.
wathi uNkulunkulu uzozinikela yena umhlatshelo
And those words created by the power of God.
lawo mazwi adala ngamandla
Lamb that was
kaNkulunkulu
a sacrifice.
iwundlu elalizokuba ngumhlatshelo
Your words of faith are creating.
amazwi akho okukholwa ayadala
But what God did for Abraham,
uNkulunkulu akwenzela uAbraham
when the prophet read it,
umprofeti wathi
he
ekufundile
says, hallelujah, that same Jehovah Jireh,
wathi haleluya uJehova Jireh munye
he is Jehovah Jireh today.
unguJehova Jireh
As he
namhlanje
was in the mountain with Abraham,
njengoba kwakunjalo entabeni
he
noAbraham
can still produce an animal.
uyakhona ukuba eveze
I
inyamazana
need squirrel. Where is Jehovah Jireh?
ngidinga ocakide ukuphi uJehova
Jehovah
Jireh
Jireh is the same for you today.
uJehova Jireh lo uyafana
He
kuwe
can
namhlanje
create what you are here for.
uyakhona ukuba ekudalele into elandelayo
And when he
namhlanje
created the squirrels,
wathi edalile labo sinti
and again he created some more squirrels when the prophet needed more.
kanjalo wadala abanye osinti lapho uprofeti efuna abanye
That testimony kept going higher and higher.
lobo bufakazi babo lokho buqansa
He
buqansa
says it was on the 8th of October
kuthiwa kwakumhla ka-8
when
October
he spoke and the squirrels were created.
wakhuluma osinti badalwa
Special ones
abaqakathekileyo
that had no mother or father.
abangenababa abangenamama
Special ones
abaqakathekileyo
they had no navel,s
kumbe babengenasibhono
created specifically to the area of need.
bedalelwe endaweni abafunakala
I
khona
heard the testimony of some brothers
wezwa obunye ubufakazi
in
babazalwane
that green book that the prophet in our generation.
kulelo bhuku eliluhlaza elithiwa umprofethi wezizukulwane sethu
They say they had kept some squirrels in the fridge for the prophet.
kuthiwa babegcinela umprofethi osinte efrijini
And as they went hunting, there was power cuts for 6 weeks.
besiyazingela amagetsi ahamba amaviki
But
ayisithupha
the miracle, they found the squirrels frozen.
isimanga bathola labo sinti lokho besafrizile
That is the kind of God I'm expecting this morning.
kuluhlobo lukaNkulunkulu engikhangelele namhlanje
If he did it in America, he can do it in Bulawayo.
ma wakwenza emelika uyakhona ukwenza la
If he did it
kwaBulawayo
in Galilee, he can do it even today.
ma wakwenza eGalili uyakhona ukukwenza
When they had
namhlanje
the overflooded Jordan, they had the ark of the covenant, they just touched the waters and they
bene
opened.
Jordan egcwele amanzi bephethe umtshotho wesivumelwano bathinta umfula wavuleka
When Joshua opened Jordan,
uJoshua evula umfula uJordan
Elijah came later and opened Jordan again.
uElijah weza futhi wavula umfula
And
uJordan
when Elisha was crossing back, he says, Jordan, where is the God of Elijah?
uElisha naye sebuyela wathi ukuphi uNkulunkulu
So
kaElijah
Jordan was being opened willy-nilly.
iJordan yayivula amathanda
That's how God can open a way in your life.
uNkulunkulu engakuvulela indlela kanjalo
The same God who opened the Red Sea,
uNkulunkulu munye wavula ulwandle olubomvu
Jordan was a small thing for him.
iJordan into encane kuye
God specializes
uNkulunkulu usebenza kakhulu
in things thought impossible.
endabeni okuthiwa zinzima
Let me call another brother to give us a testimony.
ngike mbizo omunye umzalwane ezosipha ubufakazi
So that maybe when you hear his testimony
ukuba mani sizwe ubufakazi
of
bakhe
what he saw in the meetings of the prophet,
ngalokho akubonayo ensukwini zemhlangano
You can
kaMprofeti
gauge our expectation for this service
nathi singabeka ukukhangelela kwethu
because
kulinkonzo
we must be going higher and higher every time.
ngoba kumele sibe siqansa ngazo zonke izikhathi.
Maybe give me volume for this one.
Ningasinikeza ivolume kulindaba.
Brother Sidney Jackson
Umzalwane uSydney Jackson
commenting on what he saw in the Joburg meetings.
ekhuluma ngalokho akubonayo kumhlangano yaseJobeki eSouth Africa.
Reminds me again what happened in Joburg as they are sorting the volume.
Besalungisa ama-volume ukhumbula ngalokho kwenzakala eJobeki.
I had my sister Setuliwe, I come after her.
Udadewabo obizwa Sethuliwe oza ngemva kwakhe
When she was almost dying.
wayengathi sesiyakufa.
In operation, she had bled too much.
Wayeophe igazi kakhulu
We were praying for her.
ethandazeni.
Even the nurses confirmed that they saw a light that went to her bed.
Omongikazi bafakaza ukuthi babona ukukhanya kusize embhedeni ayelele
She had an experience with that same pillar of fire.
waba nesehlakalo nalisi yomlilo
And she was healed and the scar actually disappeared.
wasiliswa nenxeba laze lanyamalala.
God doing the impossible.
uNkulunkulu esenza lokho okungenzakaliyo.
When we're just starting in Tabazinduna,
Kusaqala ukukhankasa ivangeli eNtabazinduna.
there was a brother who was called Brother Kumalo.
Kwakukhona umzalwane obizwa mzalwane Khumalo.
He had a cancer of the leg.
Wayenemvukuzane enyaweni.
I went there to pray for him.
Wakhamba umfundisi kuyomthandazela.
As we were praying for him,
Esathandazela.
I told him that I gave him a prayer cloth
Wanikezwa nje ilembu lomthandazo.
because we saw it in Acts chapter 19.
Ngoba kumsebenzisa hluko 19.
And God did it again in the ministry of the prophet.
uNkulunkulu wakwenza kanjalo kunkonzo yomprofeti.
I told him, I'm not going to take this away from you until you are walking on your feet.
Athi angikususa lokho kuwe. Uzwenela ukuhamba ngenyawo zakho.
And he was healed and started walking on his feet.
Wasiliswa waqala ukuhamba ngenyawo zakhe.
There is nothing impossible with God.
Akukho into enzima enkosini.
We were at a revival in Mafanisa. Some of them of Mafanisa were there.
Kwakukhona imvuselelo endaweni yasemafanisa abanye basemafanisa bala.
There was a young boy who was very weak. He could not walk. I think it was 2 weeks without him even standing and walking.
Kwakukhona umfanyana nje wayethakatha.
And coming down to the meeting,
Just let him wait for me. So the boy was so sick. We laid hands on him.
Umfana lo begula kakhulu.
Just-
Wabekwa izandla ithandazeni.
Before the camera, he ran around like that,
Phambi kwekhamera wagijima esiyale wagijima
as
esizana.
if to cover for the days when he was not walking.
Wayengathi segijimela insuku ayengazihambi.
All right, I will give you the testimony of Sidney Jackson.
Nizokulalela ubufakazi.
and just heard about this little man. He was of stature. I would put him down about 5 foot, 5'6", 7", about my height. And coming down to the meetings, God just seemed to electrify the whole country. And even in the bus shelters and trains and traveling down in cars. And this is the truth and facts, that children start screaming and start taking off their leg irons.
While they were in
Yes,
bus
en
shelters,
route to the meetings.
on their way to the services.
Right.
Not even having attended a meeting before.
He is
It
explaining
was just
here
miraculous how
that as they were going to the
And that
meetings,
seemed to blanket
bangisa
the
emhlanganweni.
even to
while
the
they were
meeting.
approaching the meetings,
And
Besiya
just
khona le
heard
mhlanganweni.
about this.
the children who were on stretchers and braces and maybe wheelchairs,
Abantwana babe kuma wheelchair abanye behamba namadondolo.
in the bus stops and even in the buses,
Ababe semabhasini kumbe kuma bus stop.
they started screaming and removing those things as they were healed before reaching the meetings.
Belahlo dondolo nama wheelchair bengakafiki kule mhlangano.
Before they even arrived, the effects of where they were going,
Impumela yalokho ababe kulanda
they was already working on them.
ibisebenza ngaphakathi kwabo.
I believe before we even get to heaven,
ngikholera ukuba singakafiki
we
nasezulwini
experience heaven here.
sizokuba nesehlakalo sasezulwini sila emhlabeni.
He was there in the meetings of the prophet in South Africa.
Wayekhona kumhlangano yomprofeti eSouth Africa.
He explains another one, a testimony here
Ucasisa obunye ubufakazi ke lapha.
of a man who had a short leg. Let's hear him say.
Ubufakazi bendoda enonyawo olufitshane.
Ready?
I saw a man walk upon the platform. When he came walking up, said, "Your name is so and so, and you came from Durban." And he says, "Your foot is so many inches short." And the man came like that. He says, "Turn around, walk out. God's healed you."
My.
And I happened to see that man's shoulders. And as he came and he's walking, when he walks straight with his shoulders back.
He says, there's a man who came in the meeting where the prophet says, your name is so and so,
Umprofeti wamtshela igama lakhe wathi wena igama lakho nguzibani
and your foot is this inches shorter.
unyawo lakho lufishane ngama-intshi angaka.
Then he says, just go around and you are okay.
Kwathiwa hamba wena
He
usulungile.
says he saw the legs stretching normal as the man was moving around.
Uthi wabona inyawo zilulama kahle indoda izihambela
In
kahle.
our services, we can't accept a substandard.
Kunkonzo zethu ngeke sivumele into zangaphansi.
I remember when I was in Kimberley again.
Ukhumbula esendaweni yaseKimberley eNingizimu Afrika.
Let me give this sister a chance to say what happened to her.
Right there on the 4th of March, when Pastor John was preaching, and I felt this warm feeling down my neck, like God had a feeling. I just want to say this morning, when you feel sick, just know that Jesus is the only healer that you need. I went to doctors, I went to physiotherapists, but they couldn't heal me. Jesus is my healer.
Very, very clear. She had gone to the doctors and because of bone problems.
Akuphumi kahle uthi ludade wayehambe kubodokotela ngenxa yengxaki yamathambo.
And she had gone all over the places.
Ubebhodile indawo eziningi.
But when we went for the meetings in Kimberley,
Kusiwa kumhlangano yaseKimberley
she was healed perfectly.
wasiliswa ngokuphelele.
Why are we giving these testimonies?
Kanti kungani sinikeza
We are
lobufakazi?
just leveling the ground
Silungisa inkundla
for what must happen today.
yalokho kumele kwenzeke namhlanje.
What God has done before,
Okwake kwenzwa nguNkulunkulu endulo
He can do it again.
uyakhona ukwenza
When I
kanjalo.
was giving the testimony of my mother being healed of a cyst in Belvedere, I gave that testimony.
Enikeza ubufakazi bokuthi uma wakhe wasiliswa icyst ekhanda eBelvedere.
Not healed in Belvedere, I gave the testimony in Belvedere.
Wanikeza ubufakazi lobo eBelvedere.
Right there was Sister Mercy.
Khonapho kwakunodade obizwa Messi.
Mrerwa, she had the same problem.
Udade uMessi Mrerwa wayenenkinga efanayo.
Now you see also a CT scan after prayer, she was totally healed.
Niyabona namaphepha eCT scan ayafakaza ukuba usilisile okupheleleyo.
If the effects of prayer are now caught by the CT scan,
Ma impumelo yomthandazo izabanjwa imjina yama CT scan.
shows the vindication of what God is doing.
Kubonisa amandla kaNkulunkulu.
This is the testimony
Lobo yibufakazi.
Brother West and his wife.
Lo mzalwane uWest nonkosikazi wakhe
They are now 83 years old.
beneminyaka engu-83.
His wife is 80.
Unkosikazi eneminyaka
They
engu-80.
were prayed for by Brother Branham in 1955.
Bakhulekelwa ngumzalwane Branham ngo-1955.
They had been barren for 10 years.
Babeyinyumba okweminyaka elishumi.
Now they have 4 children.
Ngemanje benengane eziyi-4.
The same God of Sarah.
uNkulunkulu munye wasebenza kuSara.
So when I saw that testimony,
Wathi ebonile lobu ufakazi
it reminded me of my sister.
kwamkhumbuza udade wabo.
She had been barren for 10 years also.
Eyinyumba okweminyaka
And
elishumi.
what God has done for those ones who had 10 years of barrenness,
Okwenzwa nguNkulunkulu kulabo ababeyinyumba okweminyaka elishumi.
here is the little boy called Nelson.
Nangu umzukulu kamfundisi obizwa
The
Nelson.
devil didn't want him to be born.
uSathane ubengathandile uba ezalwe lo muntu.
Spent about 37,000 rands trying to pay for operations there in South Africa. The doctor said impossible.
babechitha imali engange 37,000 rands odokotela bathi hayi ngeke kulunge lutho la.
That's when we engaged in prayer and faith.
Ikho kwashintshwa amagiya abantu bangena emthandazweni ngokukholwa.
I would like also another similar testimony to be given
Ngizathanda ubufakazi obufanayo ukuba buphiwe
of the 10-year period again.
oweminyaka elishumi.
Then we use these as instruments to deal with what is here today.
Lokho siyokusebenzisa njengezitsha zokusebenzisa izimo ezilapha.
Marilyn did something that I wish I could have done. One of the greatest miracle ministries I ever read about, short of in the Bible, but on the same level, was a man by the name of Branham. And Marilyn had a problem. The doctor said she couldn't have a child. So she goes to this meeting. How many people were at Branham's meeting when you were?
Probably it was about 5,000. I was in Dallas, Texas.
And what happened?
Well, I was 26. I'd been married 3 years. They said I could never have a child. I had an inherited condition. And he called me out of the audience. Well, here I am on a platform facing this man and had the most unusual experience. I don't know how to describe it, but it was like a wheel within a wheel, lower on the ground, and I could see it, and as it turned, it went whoosh, whoosh. I could hear it, and this man is saying to me, "You're not from Denver, you're not from here, you're from Denver, Colorado, you're from a wooded area."
What is the other sound coming from? So she says she was barren,
Umama lo uthena wayenyumba.
and the doctors were saying she would never have a child.
Odokotela sebeshila ukuba ngeke benengane.
Prophet called her in the congregation
Umprofeti wambiza ngaphakathi kwebandla
and he told her that you are going to have a child.
wamtshela ukuba uzokuba nayo ingane.
And she testified for 10 years
Uthi wafakaza okweminyaka elishumi
after what the prophet said.
ngemva kwalokho okwakukhulunywe ngumprofeti.
When she became pregnant,
Wathi ekhulelwa
she went to see the doctors.
wahamba kuyobona
The
odokotela.
doctor said, no, you are passing through some changes. It's not pregnancy.
Odokotela bathi ungathi inguquko enzakala emzimbeni hayi awukhulelwanga
She
mama.
said, no, she continued having the changes and the changes
Waqasa ukuba naleyo inguquko
until the child was born.
ingane yaze yazalwa.
That's how God defies and meets the impossible.
Kulapho uNkulunkulu enqoba into ezingenzekeliyo.
You heard the testimony of the little boy there who was surrounded by 9 lions.
Nabuza ubufakazi balo mfana owayegonjolozwe izilwane
Showing that
eziyi9.
the God of Daniel can do what he did to Daniel.
Ukwenza ukubonisa uba uNkulunkulu kaDaniel uyakhona ukubonisa akwenza kuDaniel.
This is a very interesting testimony to me.
Lobu ibufakazi obujabulisayo kakhulu kimi.
When I went to America,
Ehambile ezweni
I
leMelika.
just went to this place was the surgery that was given to Sam Adair.
Lindawo yi-surgery eyayiphiwe udokotela obizwa Sam Adair.
Prophecy by Brother Branham says,
Ngesiprofethi ngomprofita uBranham.
through the city council there, you are going to get this land.
Kuthiwa nge-city council uzokufumana lindawo.
So when I went and stood there,
Wathi ehambile siyakuma lapha.
this was July 2017.
KwakunguJuly 2017.
When I came back home,
Wathi ephindele ekhaya.
after standing and claiming what Dr. Sam Adair claimed,
Ngemva kokuklema lokho kwakuklenywe ngudokotela uSam Adair.
I just met a newspaper advert that was advertising a clinic for me.
Wahlangana nephephandaba elali advertise clinic efunwa
This was
ngumfundisi.
about 2 months from when we came from America.
Kwakuyinyanga ezimbili besuka eMelika.
So again, city council was involved in paying for that one.
Nge-city council yayikhona ekubhadaleleni
So
lokho.
I said, what God did for Sam Adair,
uNkulunkulu akwenzela uSam Adair.
he also did for me. Now that
Wakwenzela
King's
yini?
Polyclinic is ours now.
Leyo King's Polyclinic singeyethu.
I don't know if this sister will be able to speak. She's very old. Let's try her.
Angazi uba ludade uluphela angazi ukuthi zayenelisa na ukukhuluma sike simzama.
Me of one of a family. It was my husband's brother's little girl, and she had this big sore on top of her head, and it went all the way around her head. But anyway,
Let me speak for her. She's very old.
Akasakwazi ukukhuluma kahle, usekugile umfundisi
But
uzomkhulumela.
the testimony is still fresh. to
Kodwa
her.
ufakazi lokho obufresh
She
kuye.
speaks about her relative
Ukhuluma ngesihlobo sakhe.
that was shown in the picture that we had a tumor of the head.
Oke waphuma kusithombe lisibonileyo wayenethumba
It
ekhanda la.
was so big when the doctors operated it.
Ithumba leli lalikhulu. Uba odokotela bathi behlinza.
They told her that she will never have hair.
Odokotela bamtshela ukuthi ayikuba nenwele futhi wena.
And when she came to Babram's meetings,
Wathi ezile kumhlangano kaMzalwane Branham,
Babram just said, "You are going to have hair."
uMzalwane Branham wathi wena inwele zokuba nazo.
And the hair started growing where the tumor was.
Inwele zaqala ukukhula lapho kwakunethumba
So
khona.
if your problem is short hair and you are a sister,
Ma ungudade, inkinga yakho kuyinwele ezimfishane
isn't
ungowesifazane.
it the best service for us to sort it?
Kanti akuyona inkonzo efanele na uthi kulungiswe indaba zakho.
There is nothing impossible with God.
Akukho nto ebukhuni kuNkulunkulu.
One time we're in estate there.
Ngesinye isikhathi besendaweni ye-estate
There was a sister with a big tumor under the armpit there.
kwakukhona udade wayenethumba ngaphansi la ekhwapheni.
As we were preaching,
Kushunyayelwa
God started operating the tumor.
uNkulunkulu waqasa ukuhlinza kwelo thumba.
She bled. At the end of the service, everything was sorted. God did
Ekupheleni kwenkonzo yonke into
the thing
yasilungile.
had disappeared.
Ithumba selinyamalele.
When Sister Spanda, who is now the late
Udade uSibanda owasishiyayo
head of that testimony,
wathi ezwile
she
lobufakazi
had the same condition
wayenesimo
when
esifanayo
she came to Nkulumani Revival.
esiza kumvuselelo
As we were
yasenkulumani
preaching in Nkulumani,
kushunyayelwe
the
enkulumani
same thing happened to her.
into efanayo yenzeka
At the
kuye.
end of the service,
Ekupheleni kwenkonzo
the tumor was gone.
ithumba libe
God
selihambile.
specializes in those cases.
uNkulunkulu usebenza endabeni ezinjalo.
This sister was giving a testimony there.
Ludade opha lobu bufakazi
Came to the prophet because she had a peptic ulcer.
wayenama-ulcer weza kumhlangano yomprofethi
And the prophet says, you are here because of the ulcer,
kuthiwa uze la ngenxa yama-ulcer
but you have a worse problem, that is TB.
kwathiwa kodwa unenkinga enkulu eyi-TB.
One day when you take an x-ray, you will see that there were marks of the healed TB.
Kuthiwa ngolunye usuku usuthatha i-x-ray uzobona ukuba khona amachatha abonisa ukuthi usiliswe
She
ku-TB.
gives a testimony how she was healed
Upha ubufakazi ukuba wasiliswa kanjani.
and how when they took the x-ray, when they were checking her BP,
Nalapho bethatha
they
i-x-ray
thought the
lakhe.
heart is enlarged.
Becheka i-BP yakhe becabanga ukuba inhliziyo yakhe ngathi sivuvukile.
They found that there were little marks of signs of TB.
Babona nje amachatha ukuthi kwakukhona i-TB.
When a testimony
Ubufakazi.
that Samson had of killing the lion,
Ubufakazi obuka Samson bokubulala isilwane.
his next testimony of honey came from inside that one.
Ubufakazi bakho bulandelayo oluju baphuma kuleyo yesilwane.
God can bring testimony from another testimony.
uNkulunkulu engaveza obunye ubufakazi phakathi kobunye
I
ubufakazi.
remember Sister Yvonne, who was in Pumula then.
Ukhumbula udade Yvonne wasephumula.
She was now blind because of side effects of the ARVs she was taking.
Eseyiziphofu ngenxa
When we were
ukuphazanyiswa
preaching, she
ngama-ARV.
was seated at the back there.
Kushunyayela wayehleli ngangemva.
When we finished the service,
Kugqitshwa nje inkonzo.
she was one of the first people to come forward.
Waba ngoqala ukuza ngaphambili.
And I was laying hands on her
Esabekwa izandla
because she was crying.
ngenxa yokuba
So
ubesakhala.
I thought she was in pain.
Wacabanga ukuba usebuhlungwini.
But she was crying because God had healed her.
Ubekhala ngoba uNkulunkulu
She
bemsilisile.
was trying to explain that I'm not here for prayer.
Ezamchasisa uba angikho la ngenxa
I
yokuthi ngifuna
was seated there,
umthandazo.
I could not see, but when the sermon was on and on,
Uthi
my
behlele
eyes
emva
just
ngingenele
opened like
ukubona
that.
kodwa inkonzo iqhubeka amehlo amavuleka.
We saw the same thing together in Gweru.
Sabona indaba efanayo ndawonye
It
eGwero.
was an interdenominational meeting. We were preaching. There were Catholics and Methodists.
Kwakuyinhlangano
and
yamabandla ehlukeneyo iKatoliki iFM nakho konke.
while we were still preaching, Hillary was interpreting.
Kusashunyayelwa umfundisi eshumayela.
There was a woman with a closed eye that was swollen and was not seeing.
Kwakunowesifazane enelihlo elingaboniyo lalivuvukile.
As we were speaking, the eye opened.
Kusashunyayelwa ilihlo lavuleka.
That God is here today.
uNkulunkulu munye lo ulapha namhlanje.
There's a testimony that I've not given probably.
Kukhona obunye ubufakazi engakabuphi.
There is our sister who dedicated the child, sister to Bruce Mrero,
Kukhona udade wengenele ukuba nengane.
Sister Salem.
uSister Salem.
Many times when someone is going to call me about a condition,
kanenge umuntu mayeza mfonela ngesimo
God will have shown me that person.
uNkulunkulu yabembonisile lo muntu
So I woke up in the night.
wavuka ngaphakathi kobusuku
I told my wife that no, there is a situation affecting Sister Salem
watshela unkosikazi wakhe uba kukhona isimo esiphazamisa udade uSalem
that we need to pray for her.
ukuba kumele simthandazele
So I then went for work.
wahamba emsebenzini
Then I heard around 2 that they had come to see me at home.
wezwa ukuba ngabo-2 bezile ukuzombona endlini
Instead of feeling the problem, I was happy
ngaphandle kokuba zwela ngodubo ngibe ngijabula
that whatever they are bringing
uba ngabe kwindaba bani abayilethayo
is already answered.
isiphenduliwe
So the doctors had said she should be operated.
odokotela beshilo ukuba kumele ehlinzwe
She brought a request and said, no, I don't want to be operated.
waletha isicelo sakhe sokuba mina angithandanga ukuhlinzwa
Then I spoke on the medical side. They said, sister, it's okay to be operated.
wakhuluma yena njengodokotela wathi kuhle ukuhlinzwa
She says, no, I don't want to be operated.
udade wathi hatshi angifuni into
I
zokuhlinzwa
said, but don't bank the operation.
udokotela ongumfundisi wathi ungabalekeli ukuhlinzwa
Let's say as like what Sister Mita did.
njengalokho kwenziwa ngudade umita
She went to the operation room.
wakhamba endlini
And the
yokuhlinzwa
prophet says, before the doctors touch my wife,
uprofethi wathi odokotela bengakathinti
let
unkosikazi
the hand of
wami
God dissolve that thing.
isandla sikankulunkulu masinyamalalise
She still did not find a good answer there.
akayitholanga impendulo enhleke lapho
So when I felt the inspiration coming right,
esizwe ugcobo solungile
I said, okay, phone me around 5.
wathi ngizacela umfonele ngabo-5
Let's pray for now, but around 5,
okwamanje asithandazeni kodwa ngabo-5
things will have materialized.
into zabe sezilungile
They phoned me, both of them, around 5, happy.
bafona bonke ngama-5 bejabulile
But the doctor has phoned and says, no, you don't need an operation.
ukuba odokotela batshile ukuthi awudingi ukuhlinzwa
I had mistaken you for somebody else.
uthi wena mbese nguphazamise ngomunye umuntu
Okay, let's hear the testimony of this sister.
sike sizwe ubufakazi
All
baludade
right, I will speak it. She was she fed the prophet in South Africa there.
wapha ukudla kumprofethi bevakashile
They went
eningizimu
to her
afrika
house.
bahamba endlini yakhe
And the husband had a stomach problem.
umkakhe ubenohlupho lwesisu
He was completely healed
wasiliswa ngokuphelele
as they were eating there.
besadla nje
If you just do something for God,
ungenzela unkulunkulu enye
He
into
will do something for you.
uzokwenzela enye into
We
naye
read
unkulunkulu
about the first pool, third pool, how it operated for Sister Hetty.
sizwa ngokudonsa kokuqala nokudonsa kwesithathu ukuba usidatu yethi wasiliswa kanjani
The third pool for Sister Hetty, when
ukudonsa kwesithathu kadatu yethi
Ed Dalton heard about it,
u-ed
driving down a highway. You came to a four-way stop, you stopped and you were proceeding on, but here came a car from the other direction and did not stop. And it crashed into your car and you were thrown out into the pavement. Is that right, brother? The man said, yes, that's right. He started weeping in the emotion of what was being revealed. And he said, you were in the hospital for a long time and God healed you tonight and raised you up now. You're healed. The man firmly is healed and he's back to give testimony. Well, miracles like that happen service after service with William Branham. He was continually getting, the Bible says in 1 Corinthians chapter 14 that the Holy Spirit reveals the secrets of men's hearts. And he would invariably unfold the secret of people's lives, where they came from, what their background was.
Don, did you of him.
The seventh seat. There's a man there that, would you stand, brother? You're a preacher, yes. Are you an Assembly of God pastor? Yes, I am. He said, I see the whole thing now. 15 years ago, you were driving down a highway. You came to a four-way stop. You stopped and you were proceeding on, but here came a car from the other direction. It did not stop. And it crashed into your car and you were thrown out into the pavement. Is that right, brother? The man said, yes, that's right.
All right.
I've held some of the largest
Filter
evangelistic
our
and healing.
sound there so that we can hear the testimonies very well. Try and filter the sound. This next one is Brother Bosworth.
Obulandelayo buvelela kumzalwane FF Bosworth.
It was going to be nice to hear what happened to Brother Bosworth.
Kube kokuba kahle sibili ukuthi sizwe ukuthi kwahamba kanjani kumzalwane Bosworth.
Let's try and hear that one.
Sike sizama ukukuzwa ke la.
And more than 225,000 people sent into his ministry headquarters written testimonies of being healed in his meetings. F.F. Bosworth had a gift of healing success, in particular in praying for people instantly and hearing perfectly. And a comical outcome of this was that they had to shut down the school for the deaf because they no longer had any students. Such is the wonder of our God. F.F. Bosworth was born in 1877 on a farm near Utica. Held some of the largest
events. People were in the school of, in the hearing, school of the deaf.
Uthiwa wathandazela abantwana babephuma kusikolo salaba bayizacuthe.
One by one, all of them were healed.
Munye ngamunye bonke baphuma besilile.
And that school had to be closed.
Leso sikolo savalwa.
Time fails me to talk about the Billy Paul's testimony.
Isikhathi anselaso sokuba ngikhulume ngobufakazi boka Billy Paul.
But let me just give you what happened. One of the things that happened when I was ministering in DRC.
Ngike nginikeza ubufakazi balokho kwayenzakalayo lapha eShumayela endaweni yase DRC.
Njokusemela kwa shiko ya nani ya réunion ile pasteur alikuya katika c'était samedi alikuya ke?
Yeah. It was on Saturday when the pastor came.
Nilikuwa nipika chakula.
Then I was cooking.
Nilikuwa nipika chakula. Kisha mkufungula mbwati ya
Then when I was trying to open things,
bila jipanga kisu kinaingia mkono nilifanya vile paralyze.
I cut myself my finger with a knife.
Mimi naenda kunana nishinda kunana mkono inafanya vraiment ilikuwa kuniparalyze tu nyuma sana douleur ya nguvu.
When I was trying to I couldn't even move my hand because I was feeling like it was paralyzed.
Bishi kufanya kitu mimi naenda tu kwa réunion.
I could do anything. I just went to the meeting.
Pale docteur pale pasteur anafanya une de prière naenda kule kumbele.
When Pastor Ngwenya called upon a prayer meeting, I went in front.
Quand il m'a imposé les mains, il a prié pour moi.
When he laid his hands on me and he prayed for me, all the pain left on the spot.
La main est devenue normale.
Now my hand is normal. Even the wound is on. I'm feeling very well.
Amen. I was healed instantly during the meetings.
Wasiliswa khonapho phakathi kwemhlangano.
That service had so many healings.
Leyo nkonzo emhlangano kwaba khona ukusila kwabantu abanenge.
So many deliverances.
Nekukhululwa kwabantu abanenge.
Although they were speaking in French, I was ministering in English.
Oba bekhuluma ngolwimi lwesiFrench, yena wayeshumayela ngolwimi lwesingisi.
When we went for the Rusape meetings,
besiya kumhlangano yaseRusape,
the brothers were there heard me emphasizing.
Abazalwane bekhona abakhonale bamuzwa egcizelela.
I gave a testimony of a sister who had 8 years of ulcers in Highlands.
Owapha ubufakazi bukadade wayeneminyaka eyi8 enama ulcers.
And I said, why am I repeating that testimony here?
Sashumayela kanjalo wazibuza ukuthi kanti kungani lokho mphinda lobufakazi la.
I said it means there is somebody with that condition
kwathi ukuthi kukhona umuntu onesimo esifanayo.
God wants to address.
uNkulunkulu afuna ukuba esinakakele.
And this long testimony is the sister who says how for 3 years she had ulcers.
Kulobufakazi obubhalelwa kunodade ukhuluma ukuba iminyaka engu3 enama ulcers.
And she received her healing during the meetings.
Wathola ukusila phakathi kwaleyo mhlangano.
I remember my cousin Siziba was here.
Kukhona umzukulu wakhe oSiziba.
I was preaching here
wayeshumayela khona la
about God doing a work that you will never believe.
kushumayela ngesihloko sokuthi uNkulunkulu uzokwenza umsebenzi ongeke ukholwe.
My cousin maybe is here, but
Mhlawumbe ukhona la usiziba.
he had a problem of ulcers.
Wayenodubo lwama-ulcers.
As I was standing here, I said, God is healing Siziba right now.
Milapha wathi uNkulunkulu usilisa usiziba khona manje.
If you see that message, is on YouTube called Recognizing What God is Doing in Your Day.
Intshumayelo yakhona iyafunyanwa kumagagazi ka-YouTube.
And as I said, God is healing Siziba right now.
uNkulunkulu usilisa usiziba khona manje.
And then as I pointed to him there,
emkhombela ke lapho,
the other Siziba, the young poet, was in front of him.
kwakukhona futhi omunye umfana o-admire siziba wangathi uphambi kwakhe.
He had his headache and it ended right there.
Wayenekhanda elishayayo lahle laphela.
I didn't mean him,
wayengatsho yena
but
kodwa
he was in the crossfire of the healing.
kodwa wabanjaniswa kanye nokusila
I did not
wasila.
lay hands on Kazi.
Akazange beke izandla ukhazi.
Here is what he says.
Yena uyazikhulumela
He
la.
says, after that service,
Uthi ngemva kwaleyo nkonzo
he went to eat everything.
uthi wahamba uyodla yonke into.
He was perfectly healed.
Wayesilile.
And he says, Mfundisi,
Wathi mfundisi,
what is left is for me to eat nails, is bigger.
wathi zwasara kudla zipikiri tshetse
Because everything is working fine.
ngoba yonke into ihamba kamnandi ke.
Sometimes we speak when things are impossible.
Ngezikhathi yakhuluma into zingenzeki.
Remember, some brothers were worried when I said Sister Ngoma is going to be discharged.
Abanye abazalwane bakhathazeka kakhulu besizwa umfundisi ethi usister Ngoma uzodischargewa.
She went into intensive care
Wangena kwi-intensive
at
care
UPH there.
esibhedlela
But those who
sase-UPH.
remember when I was preaching, I said she's going to be discharged.
Abakhumbulayo sashumayela ngathi uzodischargewa.
Doc Ronnie was worried and he was telling me when I was in South Africa, Mfundisi, things are
Umfundisi
bad.
uChimwe wathi into
We
azimanga
don't know
kuhle.
if she'll be alive tomorrow.
Wathi angazi ukuba uzobe ephilile yini
But I just
nakusasa.
said, no, we said she's going to be discharged.
Wathi kodwa sithe uzodischargewa.
When I went there, I saw she was worse. I did not like going there.
Wathe siyakhona le wabona usesimene esibucayi
But we
esingalunganga
held in
akasathandanga.
faith until she left the hospital.
Sabamba ukholo waze waphuma esibhedlela.
And that faith we must hold until she's perfectly healed.
Wabambelela kulelo kholo.
I need to close. I need to close. Let me give you the
Kuyadingeka ukuba
testimony
ngivale.
of this brother.
Kuyadingeka ukuba nginikeze ubufakazi balumzalwane.
And found out Brother Branham had already gone. And he said some of them had all kinds of diseases and sick. And he said they sat down on the rocks and on the side of that mountain where he had those services. And he said, brother, all I can say, evidently, the angels of God were still in that place. He said, because people started getting healed all over the place. After even with Brother Branham gone, he said that atmosphere, that presence was still there. And he said just testimony after testimony took place. But you know, Scripture said about being clothed with shod with the gospel of peace. Today, brother, because of this message, we've been able to take that same message to the people, give them a good pair of shoes of the gospel, give them a coat to wear.
Ubufakazi
Of how God was healing people in the meetings of the prophet.
ukuba uNkulunkulu ubesilisa kanjani abantu kumhlangano
He
yomprofeti.
says there was even one case of a demoniac.
Kuthiwa weza esinye isimo somuntu wayethunjwe ngamadimoni.
It was so bad that the person who was demon possessed ran. It was a girl.
Kuthiwa kwakunzima ukuba lintombazana yayithunjwe ngamadimoni
Ran
yagijima.
over the people and went out of the hall.
Yagijima phezu kwabantu yaphuma phakathi kwesakhiwo.
But the prophet just said,
Umprofeti wathi
as we bow our heads, we invite the Holy Spirit to go and fetch her and bring her back.
kuthiwa asikhothamise amakhanda sinxusa umoya engcwele uyomdonsa inkazana lapha khona umlethe la.
And then the Holy Spirit, they saw the girl coming back,
Babona
sitting down,
intombazana
attending
iphenduka
the service,
ihlala
normal,
enkonzweni
perfect.
kahle kahle.
Then I remember this testimony. I don't know if Sister Pepe remembers it.
Ukhumbula
Sister
lo
Pepe is
bufakazi.
she there?
Sister Pepe ukhona na?
And those who were with us in Kai.
Ababekhona enkayi
I was preaching
kwakushunyayelwa
about the unknown God.
ngoNkulunkulu ongaziwayo.
As I was preaching,
Esashumayela
there's a sister who was called Sister Mavis.
kwakukhona udade obizwa Dadu Mavis.
It was 10 October 2010.
Kwamhla ka 10 October
She
2010.
just manifested violently during the preaching and they tried to control her. They could not.
Wahlamuka njengamadimoni bazama ukumbamba bebengenela abantu.
Then I just said from the pulpit that let
Wathe
her come
senkundleni
back.
kushumayela bathi hey makeze.
And then she came back
Weza
and sat there soberly.
wahlala kahle.
She had a mental illness.
Wayenodubo lwengqondo.
And God healed her.
uNkulunkulu wamsilisa.
Now she even got married.
Namanje ke useshadile.
Time fails me to go through all these testimonies.
Ubufaka isikhathi semphelele
I think I'll pick
ubangilitshela
it
ubufakazi bonke.
up next time. Let's stand to our feet.
Ngizothatha kusikhathi esilandelayo siphakama ngenyawo.
Our God, when your faith reaches that level that these people's faith reached,
Ukholo lwakho lungafinyelela kuleli zinga olwafinyelela ngabe labantu.
you can get the same results.
Uzokufumana impumela efanayo.
There's a reason why testimonies were given.
Kunesizathu kungani ubufakazi
Our
buphiwa.
God is not a historical God.
uNkulunkulu wethu akanguNkulunkulu
He's a
wembali.
God of the now.
kuNkulunkulu wanamhlanje.
I see Sister Mambambo, is she here?
Ukhona nawo Sister Mambambo.
Sister Mambambo, is she here?
Ukhona nawo Sister Mambambo.
Seems all testimony people did not come. But anyway, she had a breach formation. She booked here in May to at UPH for operation.
Babembhukile esibhedlela sase UPH.
When we passed through a home,
Bathi bedlula nje emzini wakhe.
we prayed for her.
Wathandazelwa.
And she says, before we even crossed the rail,
Uthi bengakacaphi isiporo.
those days we had no cars. We were just
Ngalezo nsuku
Moving forward.
babengela zimota zasihamba nje phambili.
So before we crossed the rail,
Bengakacross caphi isiporo.
she saw someone in white
Wabona umuntu mbethe
who
omhlophe.
came and touched her and assisted her to deliver alone
Umuntu wamthinta lo wamsiza ukuba ebengozokubeletha kahle
the
yedwa.
child that she called Mbongiseni. Thank God for.
Umntwana wakhe waze wambiza ukuthi ngumbongiseni.
So today,
Uzichereva kuthenda
can
mwari.
there be a hard case before God?
Mhlawumbe ukhona la unesimo na esinzima.
What God has done before He can do it again.
uNkulunkulu akakwenza uyakhona ukukwenza.
I've mentioned about tumors, so all tumors that are here must dissolve.
Ngikhulumile ngasho ngamathumba ngisho amathumba akhona wonke lamanye
I've
amalade.
mentioned about claiming even same Ades blessing. You can claim any blessing that you want.
Ngishilo ngokuthabatha izibuso ezathabathwa ngusemade nawe ungathabatha izibuso
Of
zakho.
people receive the Holy Ghost, you can receive the Holy Ghost.
Kwaba khona ubufakazi babantu abamkela umoya
We have
ongcwele
had
nawe uyakhona ukwamkela umoya
testimonies
ongcwele.
of hair growing,
Kwaba nobufakazi benwele ezikhula.
testimonies of God supplying finances,
Ubufakazi boNkulunkulu esiphi imali
testimonies
edingakalayo.
of barrenness broken,
Ubufakazi bomnyumba buphela.
testimonies of restoration,
Ubufakazi bokubuyiselwa.
testimonies of healing from ulcers,
Ubufakazi bokusiliswa kuma-ulcer.
testimonies of revival in the church,
Ubufakazi bemvuselelo ebandleni.
testimonies of the third pool.
Ubufakazi kudonsa
When you
kwesithathu.
speak your children and they come to the faith,
Ukukhuluma ngokukholwa
you
abantwana
speak your
beze
husband, he
ekholweni.
comes to the faith.
Umkakho eze ekholweni ukhulumile
As we are
ngokukholwa.
all believing this morning,
Sonke sikholwa ke ngalimini.
I want to challenge your faith.
Ngifuna ukupha unqobe kukholo lwakho.
Many people are here have testimonies already.
Abantu bonke abalapha banobufakazi
But I don't
nakudala.
want you to go out without anything today.
Akuthandanga uba uphuma ungenalutho namhlanje.
What God did in Zambia,
Okwenzwa nguNkulunkulu eZambia.
one of the brothers who is giving a testimony today,
Omunye umzalwane ozophuma ufakazi namhlanje.
his brother Norton,
Ngumzalwane Norton.
is a deacon there.
Ungumdikoni khonale.
So when I was preaching,
eshumayela.
he just told me before I went to the pulpit,
Wamtshela engakayi kunkundla
he says,
yokushumayela.
"Mfundisi,
Wathi umfundisi.
when the anointing comes down,
Kuthiwa mawugcobo lusiza.
remember my case.
Khumbula indaba yami.
We want timber to roof our house,
Sidinga amaplanka sifuna ukufaka uphahla emzini
but
wethu.
we have no money to do so."
Kodwa sinayo imali yokwenza kanjalo.
So when the anointing came down,
Ugcobo lwathi
I
lwehlile.
was busy with people, I forgot him.
Waba matasatasa nabantu wamlibala
I
wamkhohlwa.
was so tired, I was going to the study room there.
Wathi ekhathele siyendlini
He says,
yokufundela
"Mfundisi, did
iBhayibheli.
you remember me?"
Wathi mfundisi
I
ungikhumbulile
said,
na?
"I still feel the anointing now."
Wathi ugcobo lokho ngisaluzwa
So
namanje.
he just knelt and we prayed.
Waguqa
And
kwathandazwa.
I said, the speed
Ngathi ngesiqubu.
of its happening
Isiqubu sokwenzakala
will surprise you.
kokumangalisa.
Then Monday,
ngomvulo
he got more than 25,000.
wathola okudlulela 25,000
Seriously,
ngendlela engazwisekiyo.
Tuesday,
ngolwesibili
he had bought the timber.
wasethengile amaplanka.
That is the God that we serve.
Nguyena uNkulunkulu
So
esimkhonzayo.
we come into your case now.
Siza ke endabeni yakho.
What is your case this morning?
Yini indaba
We
yakho
don't gather
namhlanje?
in vain. We
Asibuthanelise.
don't gather for nothing.
Asibuthanelise.
If you speak to your God,
Khuluma noThixo
if you
wakho.
believe your God this morning,
Amkhola uNkulunkulu wakho ngelikuseni.
before the day ends,
Usuku
God
lungakapheli.
will have answered your prayers.
uNkulunkulu uyabe ephendulile
I
imithandazo
say
yakho.
before this day ends,
Usuku lolu lungakapheli.
God will have remembered you, sister.
uNkulunkulu uyabe
He
sekukhumbulile
touched you
dadi.
before.
Wake
He
wakuthinta.
can touch you again.
Uyakhona
He
ukukuthinta.
healed you before.
Wake
As we
wakusilisa.
all close our eyes, getting
Sonke
ready
sivala amehlo silindele.
gear up in prayer,
Basingene emthandazweni.
getting ready, each one in their own way,
Omunye nomunye ngendlela
to
yakhe.
pray to their God.
Ukukhuleka kuNkulunkulu wakho.
I challenge your faith.
Ngiphi inqobe kukholo lwakho.
What is your situation today?
Kochimiro chako nechiphi
I
nasi.
want to bind every demon.
Ndinosunga amadimoni
I want to
ese.
put every spirit under our feet.
Mweya yese yakhaipha pasi
We
petsoka
have
zedu.
made declarations,
Taita kushedzera.
and it's going to happen.
Zvakare
What
zvichaitika.
we have spoken
Zvatataura
shall materialize. It
zvichaitika.
doesn't matter how impossible it looks.
Akunani ukuba kunzima
Even
kanjani.
if it's your first time here,
Kungabe uze lapho
God
kokuqala.
knows you by name.
uNkulunkulu uyakwazi
He
ngegama.
knows what you are passing through. He
Uyazi nokodlula kukho.
knows your very needs.
Banoziva zvauri
This
kutsvaka.
morning service is your service.
Isevisi yanasemakuseni
Don't
yakho.
allow any devil to rob you.
Usavumira satani
Don't
ekutorere.
allow any doubt to rob you.
Usavumira kusatenda
Just say,
kukutorera.
Lord, I believe.
Chingoti ishe ndinotenda.
Help thou my unbelief.
Betserai kusatenda
All
kwangu.
doubts must be crushed.
Ukuthandabuza
As
konke
we prepare to
makutshabalalise.
receive,
Silungiselela
whether
ukwamkela.
it's your courtship or
Mhlawumbe
your
coaching,
job or
mhlawumbe
your breakthrough,
kumsebenzi,
your
mhlawumbe
victory
kunqoba,
or your healing.
kumbe kusila kwakho.
Even if I prayed for you before,
Ungaze wakhulekelwa kudala.
we say at thy word, Lord,
Uthi ezwi lakho Nkosi.
this is the right time
Isikhathi esifanele
to sort all barrenness issues.
ukuqeda indaba zobunyumba.
This is the right time
Isikhathi
to
esilungele
sort all your marriage issues.
ukuqeda indaba
This
zomshado
is the
wakho.
right time
Isikhathi esifanele
to sort your spiritual issues.
ukuxazulula indaba zakho
This is the
zomoya.
right service
Inkonzo efanele
for God to answer all your needs.
ukuba uNkulunkulu ephendula indingo zakho.
I'll pray as you pray there.
Kuzothandazwa na uthandaza.
Our Heavenly Father, we have read what you have done for others, and we say it is no secret what God can do. What He has done for others, He can do for us. Heavenly Father, we bring our needs, we bring our desires to you, Father. We have never seen you failing. Your promises, Father, you made them and you said, in blessing you bless us. You made an oath, oh Father, that your counsel is immutable. As your servants who have labored, oh Lord Father, bringing these testimonies that, Father, they can ignite what is in the hearts of your children. So this morning, Father, I'm expecting your mighty movement in the congregation. I'm expecting the angel of the Lord to take their addresses, to the angel of the Lord to touch them where, Father, where their sickness is. May your power touch them even now. Heavenly Father, by authority of your word, I'm dissolving HIV. I'm dissolving tumors. I'm dissolving sicknesses. As your children are connecting in prayer, may they meet that power that we're talking about, because that same Jehovah is here to restore what your children have lost. That same Jehovah is here to answer all their needs and desires. Heavenly Father, may you remember them. We have declared that even today many things shall happen, many testimonies shall break forth, and there shall be showers of blessing. We have declared, Father, that those who are sick are healed. We have declared by your authority, based on the word, based on these testimonies, based on your presence and on your promise that can never fail. Hear your children as they are crying in their areas of need. You said, Father, you are a God at hand, not a God afar off. You said, Father, you will answer all our cries. Father, no matter what they are passing through, no matter how tough their circumstances, no matter how hard the economy is, we are blessing your children. No matter how bad the economy is, we are blessing the church. There shall be breakthroughs. There shall be showers of blessing. We stand declaring and defying these circumstances of their life. In the name of Jesus, I bind all family spirits. I bind all powers of the enemy, all rulers of darkness and principalities. Satan, you cannot stop what we have declared by faith in the name of Jesus Christ. Heavenly Father, may you shower your people with blessings. May you overshadow them with the Holy Spirit. May you make them line up with your word. May you restore them back to that faith of our fathers. Father, may you fight their battles as they are praying and making right, as they are confessing and cleaning up their lives, oh Father. If there be a burden, if there be a challenge in their lives, Father, I know there is a man here that can turn on the light. I know, Father, you specialize in things not impossible. The God who created a ram for Abraham, the God who created squirrels for Brother Branham, he can create jobs, he can create marriages, he can create victories, he can create breakthroughs, he can intervene, he can touch his children. Heavenly Father, this morning I dedicate this service to the supernatural. May that unseen hand of Jehovah move from person to person, move from desire to desire. May you touch your children as I'm praying. Let your power overshadow them. Let that fire, that pillar of fire, move through the congregation and discern the needs of your children. May you move, Father, and make these words come to pass. We have believed, therefore we have spoken. We have spoken, it shall happen. We have spoken, it shall materialize. There shall be testimonies. If you did it in Rusabe, if you did it in Zambia, if you did it everywhere, Father, in the world, if you did it in America, you did it in UK, everywhere, Lord Father, may you hear your children who are meeting circumstances now. I pray even for newcomers, those who have never been here before. May a special portion be for them. May they never go back empty-handed. As your children pray, may they mean business with you. May they clean up their lives. May they make restorations. May they toe the line. May they repent. May they seek your face. May they be cleansed by your blood. Heavenly Father, those who have toiled the whole year and they have caught nothing, those who have toiled the whole year, Father, we say at your word, it's going to happen. Father, if you did it for Brother Norton, you shall do it for somebody. This is the third pool which was spoken by the prophet, that it shall come to pass that a brother will say, I give you rain, and the rain will come. We are speaking and going forward. We are speaking, our children shall pass. We are speaking, our youth will have a revival. We are speaking, the ministry shall grow. We are speaking, our finances, speaking our victories, speaking our testimonies. We know, Father, you have never failed us. We know, Father, you can never make a promise that you cannot fulfill. There are some who came with prayer requests to the service. There are some who came with burdens, but burdens are lifted. When your children begin to pray, there is something that begins to happen. When they come, since you are a God that can never forsake them. You say the broken heart and the contrite spirit, you will never despise. Heavenly Father, pour your spirit, pour your anointing. Remember those who don't know why in the darkest hour of their lives, may there be light in their lives. May there be peace in their lives. Heavenly Father, as they are praying wherever they are, that hand of Jehovah is the hand of Jehovah Jireh. May it do the impossible. Satan, you know, you have no chance this morning. You demon powers, I adjure you by authority. In the name of Jesus, leave the children of God. Satan, you have no legal right in their lives. Take your diseases and go. You have no legal right in their marriages. Take your things and go. Oh Jehovah, you are the Alpha and Omega. Father, is there anything too hard for you? Is there anything too hard for the Lord? But I'm praying that the hardest cases of today will be dealt with this morning. The hardest cases that were tormenting your children, I come humbly as your servant, saying, Father, I know you will make a way. If we live a holy life, shun the wrong and do the right, I know, my Lord, you will make a way. This is what this ministry is all about. As the prophet said, introducing Christ to the people, the supernatural to the lives of the people. May they see you, Father, that you are the same doing the same works, the same miracles as I feel your presence now. Father, may you move. Use my hands, use my voice to bring deliverance to your people. Use my hands, use my voice to bring victory to somebody as I surrender myself to you, Lord. May you take over. You are here, Lord Jesus, and I know something is fixing to happen. I know it's somebody's victory day. Heavenly Father, may you bless your children. As some shall be dismissing and going, I shall be praying for those who are at the altar. May you remember them. May you touch them. May you prove yourself. In Jesus' name I pray. As I invite the song leader, say those who are at the altar or those who need to be prayed for can stand to their feet. We'll pray for them. All those who need prayer, many ministers are here.